Insert the CD. Step 2, you'll get this message. Choose English and hit OK. Next step, accept the license agreement. Accept the license agreement. Next step, select Install Photoshop CS2. After selecting that, it goes through the process of using the Windows installer. You'll get this message and you hit Next. It'll resume with the license agreement, you hit Accept. Then here, you put NYCDOE for the username, NYCDOE for the organization. And that key that I gave you on the CD, you have to type that in that third field where it says serial number. So that Windows install key, 1045 1419 0152 9981 4534 6216. You put that into the serial number section on the install for Photoshop CS2. Once you install that serial number, you hit Next, and then it will go through the destination folder. You hit Next. You'll get this message for the setup. Just hit Next. And the word install you click on. Give it a few minutes as it goes through the process. The time span of this process depends on how many files and how much hard drive space you currently have on your machine. If you have more space available, the time frame will be a lot shorter. If you have more memory in your machine, the time frame will be a lot shorter. Through the process, it has even a countdown on how much time is remaining for the installation. The next step that it's currently going through is installing the Adobe Bridge. The Adobe Bridge program allows you to combine both Photoshop CS2 and any other components of Photoshop, for example, InDesign and any other Adobe apps, to be connected together, that you can intertwine and use them. You go to the word Finish. And then you select it. You should get this Photoshop README. If necessary, you can review it. If not, you could just close it out with a red X. And then there's one final step that you need to do if you're using a PC computer for Adobe Photoshop. The Start menu, and you look for Programs, the word Programs, Photoshop, if you install it correctly. Photoshop CS2, Image Ready, CS2, Adobe Help Center, and the Adobe Bridge software should be loaded safely on your machine. And upon startup, if you install it correctly, you should get the Adobe Photoshop launch window like this. As it's installing, it'll load first the toolbars. You'll get this message for registration. It's not necessary for you, since you're installing on your machines at home, to register it. So just simply select do not register, which is right here. And then you'll have this message. And in this message in Photoshop, it has a tutorial. There's a couple tutorials for the basic. It has what's new in Photoshop. Right here in this section below where it says show this dialog at startup. If you are very skilled with Photoshop already and you don't want this window to appear, you would just simply uncheck where it says show. Just like this. And then you would hit close. And then the next steps of what we'll be doing in class. You'll get this Adobe Updater Preferences. You just hit OK. And then that installs the latest drivers on the program. Then you're ready to go and use Photoshop.